Mm-hmm.
Let's get it going.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, Aklo, as far as we know, I'm not super familiar with their set history, but as far as I know, Aklo does tend to be 2saint.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know. I always feel like when I watch Fox Puff, like most of the time, like anytime there's a Fox and a Puff that play a lot within a given region, I always expect the Fox to do better. Like, okay, you know, Prince Abu KJH is like a classic example
Right.
where KJH is the overwhelming set record on Abi, you know, situations like that. I just feel like anytime it's HBox isn't in the table and it's some regional kind of rivalry, like usually the Fox kind of ends up on top. That's just kind of how I feel. Oof.
Yeah, for the most part, that's a pretty decent rule to follow. But 2saint taking that first stock, and I believe we're actually watching a replay of their Slippy file. Shout out to Slippy. That's so crazy.
Shout out to Slippy. Yeah, it's kind of ironic because, like, you know, it's kind of a meme that the players aren't experiencing any slowdown at this point. But in this case, the slowdown actually is on the spectator end.
Yeah.
Like, lag and rollback melee doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like the game's slowing down. Like that's definitely it. Either it starts teleporting, or if you're on like Wi-Fi or something, you'll see the frame drops. But it doesn't look like this.
Right.
It actually is on the spectator end.
And they are from the same region, so
they're literally from the same region.
You have to imagine that it was smoother than it appears.
Yeah.
I swear Nintendo didn't pay us to say that.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's weird with the whole Discord stream share thing. I mean, honestly the tournament experience for this is only going to get better and better as Fizzy finishes building out the you know, the spectator mode and stuff like that.
Yeah,
obviously that's kind of, you know, that's pretty much priority number one for him, just because it's the last thing that we really need to get, you know, kind of tournament parity.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool though, that he loves the community so much that he put it out even without that being finished. Like, as soon as he had rollback ready to go, he just put it out there. Like, he just wanted people to have access to it ASAP, which is super dope. And Aklo bringing this back in a big way right now, just getting these straight hits.
That's kind of the matchup, is like, you know, if you just go straight hit to straight hit, you know, Fox kind of wins. Like we saw that game one with Fat Goku HBox the same way, where HBox, when he's not hitting his win conditions, when it comes down to just, you know, the straight hit battle, Fox is going to edge Puff out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take way longer for Puff to get Fox to kill percent than vice versa. So that's mainly why it ends up that way. Like right there, that almost killed. That was so close, actually. Yeah. It looked like a slightly questionable DI from 2saint, so I'm kind of surprised it didn't kill.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Like, you know, either just a little bit worse DI or like even 1 or 2 more % of damage, and that definitely would have KO'd in my mind. Their Aklo, I think, could have gone straight for crouch cancel up smash. He did a jab in between, which he didn't need to do. Kind of letting 2saint survive a little bit longer here.
Yeah, and maybe build his lead up a bit more.
Yeah.
But he is playing it very patiently. Clearly, like, comfortable with the matchup as Aklo.
Yeah.
Ooh, with that dash attack.
Ooh, nice reaction from 2saint right there, though. He doesn't quite get the edge guard, does a double jump in front of his forward air. Okay. Oh, he didn't get it.
Yeah, that trade was quite fortunate for Aklo. Oh wow, the shine, a little bit risky, but it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, especially because he shined him right after he used his third, because he'd already used a fair bit of the double jumps. Yeah, and then at that point he only had, actually he might have used four of the aerial jumps. I guess you can't call them double jumps with Puff because there's
I was gonna say you're about to call it like the third or fourth double jump.
Yeah.
Ooh, the dash attack. I love when. I feel like me and you might have even talked about this before. Dash attack with Puff has such a high success rate because it's used so little.
Yeah.
Whenever they do use it, it's probably gonna hit.
But it's like so, especially if you DI it bad, and it's like kind of hard to react because it's really fast. Like that move is like, it's almost like a baby smash attack.
Yeah.
Like,
it's really weird.
Far. It's a kill move, honestly.
Yeah. It certainly doesn't look like a move that packs a punch like that.
Ooh,
that should be.
Yep. Wow,
Slight
2saint.
DI, not enough. Yeah, 2saint with the pretty dominant two stock. 2saint obviously looking like he's playing well today in general with the run that he's already made. So maybe this is his chance to sort of reverse the story on him and Aklo. Again, assuming that it is as we're remembering, generally in Aklo's favor.
I mean, the funny thing, I don't know who wins this. Apparently, people do. Someone in the chat at any moment could spoil the result. Aklo in the chat did say Aklo is 3-1 versus 2saint in sets. It looks, we heard it from him himself. So yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah,
but we will see.
From the brackets I've seen and whatnot, that makes sense. And again, we're almost definitely going to see FD or Stadium here coming out from Aklo, whichever one is not banned, because this is still a best of 3, so there are still stage bans on the table. Let's see. It's hard to say. I feel like most puffs end up banning FD just because the platform ends up being pretty useful for puff, even with how low the ceiling is on Stadium.
Well, we saw that in the HBox Fat Goku set. Got some kills off of it. Yeah, FD feels really, really good for Fox, but they're both definitely both bad stages for Puff. I always say that I feel like in this matchup, like Puff kind of has to win the first game. Like the counter picks are really, really bad for Puff, in my opinion. Like FD, Stadium, and Yoshi's are all pretty bad. Whereas with Fox, like you can kind of drop game 1, and then you play Puff on game 3. It goes to like Dreamland or something, and you're like, well, it's not that bad. Fountain's not that bad. Mm-hmm. For I feel like the counter pick advantage is more important for Puff. I
think it feels more doable for Fox on Puff's good stages than vice versa, for sure. Mm-hmm. Although not as much with Dreamland. Dreamland's pretty rough, but all the other stages that are, Puff's counter picks generally are very doable for Fox, whereas it feels harder for Puff to do it on Fox counter picks like FD or Stadium or Yoshi's.
Yeah.
So, believe we got game 2 coming up shortly.
Looks like we're just figuring things out on the production side. I think they're maybe trying to figure out which of the Slippy files is the one we got to play.
That is an important factor. Don't want to watch these out of order.
I want to watch them out of order. Well, no, just boot up whichever one is. If you got a Dreamland game, if you got a Stadium game or an FD game or a Yoshi's game, that's probably game 2.
That's game 2 for sure.
That's what I would say. You probably don't even need to go off the timestamps.
Yeah. That being said, big shout outs to the production staff here. This is honestly for all the I've done a few different online tournaments for commentary, and it's very, very difficult to keep it running as smoothly as GOML has done so far, because there's just so many technical difficulties that can happen on so many different ends, especially with this spectator mode not being fully developed for Slippy, the fact that we have to do Discord screen share, the fact that you have to get in touch with these players, get them in a Discord call together, someone has to share their screen before they can start playing. Like, this is a whole mess of different things that can happen to lead to delays and technical difficulties, but GOML's been killing it.
I think we're actually ahead of schedule, which is shocking. The tournament, I mean, I don't know if like you guys, Smash tournaments basically always run behind schedule. I don't know what the deal is, but it is so rare that a Smash tournament runs ahead of schedule, and I think we're ahead of schedule right now, which is insane.
Yeah, especially for an online tournament, that's super impressive. So great stuff to the production team, and I believe we did hear that game 2 is coming up shortly. So get hype. Currently, 2saint up 1-0. Over Aklo. Again, this is for the last qualifying spot in top 8. Winner of this will fight SFAT in losers 8s coming up later.
Losers 8s.
Indeed. So, again, probably looking at FD or Stadium. Slight chance of Yoshi's, but I feel like FD Stadium are generally the go-tos. I think Fox likes that running room for sure. So Yoshi's is a little bit more close quarters. Puff's gonna have more chances to get you in grab situations or anything that could lead to a rest or an edge guard, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a consideration. Is kind of like the range you want to fight at. And, you know, I think that's part of the reason, like, yeah, okay, so for example, you look at like Mango, like I think that's why Mango is always going to like Yoshi's story. Is I just think his style works so well in that close quarters combat kind of style, whereas most Foxes would feel more comfortable having just more room in a stage like FD, a stage like Stadium, and then even coming down to what you ban, right? Like in terms of FOD versus Dreamland, it's like some people want to be able to run and gun a little bit. Okay, we're finally going into game 2, and it will be on FD.
Yeah, so likely the ban was Stadium from 2saint's end. Ooh.
Oh wow!
Love that wave dash under up tilt.
Yeah,
it's a sneaky little option for Fox, and you have to be like very in tune with the Puff's aerial drift to get that, but it's so helpful if you can nail it.
Oh yeah.
Leads to a lot.
Yeah, he unfortunately like missed the bear after it, but yeah, he definitely could have gotten. I mean, the funny thing about Puff is like, even if all you get is a 30% punish, like a combo that does like 30 whatever, like up to bear or something like that. Well, that's a lot of damage against Puff. Like that's you gotta scale things appropriately to kind of what the kill ranges are.
Right.
Damn, and 2saint.
Crazy edge guard from 2saint.
Yeah, he just read the angle.
Yeah, knowing that he wasn't gonna get on stage, which is a tough call to make in that scenario.
Yeah, because if he wanted to go straight up or whatever, but like that's kind of the high level play is like you're reading that the Fox is gonna go for the really tricky angle where he grabs the ledge because he doesn't want to get hit, and you're like, you know what? I'm giving you that respect as a good player, so I'm just gonna roll up. Whereas, you know, against a lesser player where they're not really taking that into account, they might just go, you know, straight to try to get on the level, and then you don't want to make that read against them. So,
right. Okay.
Oh, that was so scary. If he reacted faster, that could have ripped out a shield.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the rest of that shield was coming. The jab back air is finally going to take that first stock, though. But 2saint mostly been in control for this set so far.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah. Impressed. Definitely impressed. Aklo putting himself in some kind of risky spots, honestly. I like this right now. Oh, that's big. That's a ton of damage.
Yeah, that's kill percent pretty much.
Nair back air.
Oh, good high side B. Oh man, tense situation right now with this kill meaning so much for both players.
Yeah, both of them trying to just kind of throw out these low risk, low committal hitboxes, you know, that could lead to something, but otherwise just lead to damage. Okay. Oh wow, go for it.
Running up smash just gets a trade, but that don't matter from Fox's end.
Yeah. You're super happy to just take that stock. Oh, good forward air. And that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Not letting him touch the ground.
Yeah, Aklo with a lot of side B recoveries. Some of them good, some of them not so much. So we might have to mix in some more up Bs as well.
Oof. There's that up tilt again. Oh, no DI.
And he thought that he would have a chance to survive, so he tried DIing up, but that's going to remove the possibility of a punish, which is very important in a situation like this when he's on his tournament stock right now.
Yeah, it's definitely tantamount in those situations. You got to know what percent you're at. Is it worth trying to survive? A lot of the time, you just want to hold down.
Yeah, a lot of the time, it's just not worth trying.
Yeah.
Because even in those situations where, like, if they're even close to kill percent, he does get that up throw up air, so definitely not over yet. But if they're close to kill percent, then it could even be better to just die right away and take the trade rather than, you know, barely survive and not get it anyway. That burn saving Aklo right now.
That was the set potentially, yeah. Oh my god. And I don't know what that forward tilt was from 2saint. Okay, man, I almost feel like if we were watching HBox, he would have just backed up, let him tech roll into him, and rest him. But yeah, wow. And now this is just impossible to call, really. Great, well-placed backer there. No rest.
The side B on stage again from Aklo. Again! This time he luckily gets the hit. Oh, man. These side Bs are getting scarier and scarier from
They
Aklo.
really are. Yeah, oh, my God.
Okay, gets the grab. Oh, and he predicts it. Aklo trying to sort of land on edge after the double jump, and 2saint just ready for it. Great stuff from 2saint with the 2-0 over Aklo.
Yeah.
And rounding out our top 8 here at GOML 2020.